you're new here, thanks for coming. If you're a returning visitor, I appreciate that too. First things first, hoping to improve the video quality. The Ryobi generator video, for whatever reason, the camera that I was using, it's a Sony HD camera, supposed to record in 4K, but clearly that was rubbish. It was not a good picture at all, so I've got to try and figure out what's going on with that. Changed over to a GoPro Hero 7 silver, not the black, but the silver. Sorry, I get distracted. So, today's project. I've got a couple of ladders out in the backyard that are just getting in the way all the time. I'm going to make some hooks to hang them up on the fence. I know I can buy some stuff from Bunnings or wherever, but I'm too tight to do that. Plus I've got all this scrap steel kicking around, so I figure I'm going to use some of that and do what I do best, make a mess. So stage one, let's go and find what we're going to use for material for this little project. Right, stage one, into the scrap steel pile. And no, my bike rack is not part of the scrap steel pile, it just happens to be in the way. So we'll put that there. I've got 3 pieces of this, looks to be 10mm round bar. I thought I had some old rebar there in short lengths, which I'd probably rather use up, because this is not bad, but we'll put this aside just here for the minute, just in case we end up using it. And we'll wander around to the backyard. Righto, here we are. I've been slowly cleaning up the backyard from all the scrap stuff, and I got this pile here that I've got to go through everything I want to keep. Most of it's going to tip, but the pellets and stuff underneath here I'm going to break up and use for other projects. So here it is. I don't know what that is. It's corroded all buggery. It's very light, so I don't know what that is. I do have this rebar here though. Not sure it's going to be long enough. I'm not going to use the big piece because my OCD will get the best of me, and it won't be the right diameter. So we'll give this a run, give it a clean up, and see how we go from there. Righto, back in the workshop. Found a little bit of rebar out there. Not going to be anywhere near long enough to do what I want to do. Now I've only got 450mm there on those, so they're not going to do the job, so it means I'm going to have to use this round bar. I estimate 600mm, and this is 700 long, 720, so that'll do the job. I only want a couple of pieces for this particular part. So first step, we'll get in, we'll give this a quick clean up with the wire brush on the angle grinder. Looks like it's got some JB weld stuck on the end of it, that'll be fun. And then we'll mark up what we want to do. I'm making a Z bracket basically, so what's going to happen is one leg is going to slip down behind the rail of the fence post and counterbalance, and the rest is just going to be enough for the ladder to hang on. So let's give that a crack. Right, here we go again. Hearing protection is a must. Probably should be wearing safety glasses, but I'm just going to stay with me reading specs, because that way I'll be able to see what I'm doing better. Just a it's going to be nice and noisy, sorry about that. It just can't be helped. So it's I'm not going to get too carried away here. Half the rust will probably burn off in the forge, but we'll give it a clean up anyway, because I don't know about that. I'm not a genius. And yes, I know I should be wearing gloves too. I don't really like gloves when I'm doing this, because if it the edge of the wire brush gets caught in the gloves, it can rip and twist the Nope, missed a bit. Righto, there you go. It's a bit pitted, but it's cleaned off all the surface rust and crap, so, and we'll go from there. All right. Quick little time lapse there because you didn't need to sit through watching me wire brush 3 pieces of metal. So we'll get this out of the way. I think I'm going to want that now. Alright. So, as I said, these are 720mm long. I'm not going to bother cutting them down for 12 centimetres. I'm just going to bend them and flatten them out a bit so they slide down behind the fence rails and just creates more strength for the pivot point. Plus I'm lazy, it's easier to do it that way. Alright, next step is going to be marking out where I want to make my bends. I'm just going to cold chisel those up, and that way I'll be able to see them when it gets hot. We'll just stuck them in the vise, bend them over, and Bob's your auntie. Okay, righto, make a little bit of space here on the old workbench, which means move all the rubbish from one spot to another. So that way I'm not going to go hitting things I shouldn't be. I'll throw that in the rubbish. Righto. So I cleaned up all 3, but I'm only going to use 2 because I'm an idiot, and I didn't think about that because it saved myself some effort. Alright, so as I said, these are 700mm long. I drew myself a very, very short, sharp little diagram there. I don't know if you can see that or not. It was just so I had an idea in my head of roughly what I wanted. So what I'm going to do is I want a little bit of a kick out at the top, just to make it easier when you're throwing the ladder over the top for it to slide on easy enough. Seeing as I'm adding to my lengths, I'm going to make that at the 5mm mark. 5mm, 5cm mark. Doesn't need to be entirely accurate. There we go. So I'll just make this one a little bit deeper. And did I get? No, I didn't get the first one. Thought I was being a bit ambitious. Oh, I did actually. There it is. Thought I was being a bit ambitious trying to mark them both at the same time. Right. There we go. That should be good enough for what I'm doing. Alright. Now, arbitrary was going to be about 8 centimetres. I don't have to be too stressful about now. So, we might make that at the 15 mark all up. And if I'm smart, I'll get those roughly in the same spot. So I'm looking at the same place when I do my bends. There we go, a couple of strikes there. Roll that round so I can see my mark. Roll that round so I can see my marks. Near enough is going to be good enough for this project because they are literally just fence hooks. There we go, I'll just dig him up again, make sure I've got him. Same on this one. Righto. Now I know that from where I'm hanging it's going to need to be 300 millimeters out from that last mark. So that's going to put us there. Get that out of the way. Okay. Now, you might be thinking that that's an awful long way out, and you'd be right, but my fence has wooden rails and concrete posts. So also I can't drill, screw or whatever you in a concrete post, and the ladder's longer than the distance between two of the concrete posts. So I've got to make it wide enough that it'll come out under that, or past that I should say, and hang on. So that's why I'm happier to have a bit more space at this end of the whole arrangement than the other end. Now first thing I'm going to do with this end, thinking about the order of operations, I bend that one up, I can then bend that one out, just a little bit that I want. But I want to flatten this end down a bit so that it will slip through the gap behind the fence rail and the fence paling. So yeah, that's the plan. So I'm going to light up the forge, get those nice and hot, just beat those down a little bit. Doesn't have to be anything terribly fancy, just needs to be good enough. Righto. We'll let those settle for a second. I'll take them out and give them a quick splash with some cold water. Not that I'm interested in tempering them or hardening them or anything. It's just mild steel. It's just so that I can get the back. And if I'd been smart enough, I probably would have organised a bucket of water beforehand to dunk these in, but I never said I was good at this. So fortunately, straight out the old garden tap, and we'll just cool them down. And go from there. All right, we'll get back inside and get the rest of this done. Righto, so I decided I'm going to hot bend these. Just going to use the little gas torch to heat them up a little bit, just to make it would probably bend okay without the heat, but I think it'll just make it a little bit easier for me if I do. So what I've got to do now is find where I put my mark, and it was right on there, so just going to bung that in there. Might a bit of crimp with the ice. See if that, yeah, it kind of leaves me a bit more of a definition of where I want to bend. So I'm just going to heat these up with the gas torch, and then we'll bung them in, bend them. We'll do both steps at the time. So I've got to bend this one way, bend that the other way, and then put a kink on the top. Hopefully this all works. Is this the right way to do it? I don't know. Is it how I'm going to do it? Yes, it is. Because that's how we roll. Alright, let's see if we can't get this thing to light up. Come on. There we go. Look at that. First time. So got that. Got a bit of pipe for the bending. Got the anvil there in case we need to hit anything. Put that in there. Localise my heat right to that one spot. I'll try and get it as red as I can. It's not going to get super hot with this little propane torch, but it'll probably be enough to make it bend a bit softer. Absolutely riveting this, isn't it? It's like watching paint dry. Probably should have time lapsed it, but anyway, we're here now. You're going to have to suffer through with me. Never done anything like this before, so let's hope all those YouTube videos I've watched have paid off. Like I said, I don't know if that's going to make a difference. We're just going to go for it and see what happens. So I'll do that. Chuck this bit of pipe on. Bit of leverage. I don't know if that really helped much, but we'll give it a go, and we'll move that out of the way so it's not bouncing around on the bench. There we go. We'll straighten that out afterwards. Whoops, a daisy. Good enough. Good enough for what we're doing. Can just hang there or it's not going to burn anything. We'll have a crack at the next one. Probably could have done with getting it a bit hotter. I'll do what I did before. I'm just giving myself a vice crimp in the mild steel so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Gives me a point of reference because I'm not very smart. Alright, that's hopefully hot enough. Like I said, I'm not adverse to beating the crap out of it. Alright, here we go. What I have discovered is I'm destroying my workbench. Righto. Right. torch is doing absolutely bugger all. Alright. I'm going to forgo that because it's a waste of time and energy. The next thing I've got to figure out is how I'm going to do the next bend. So, I'll let that one cool, because despite all appearances it did get hot. And we'll figure it out here. So that's where we want to bend on this one. So if I go in this way, I can bend back in the other direction. So, I'll give this a go. Yeah, my heat was doing absolutely bugger all there. Okay. So that's actually overbent when I've cooked that around there. How are we going to solve that problem? There we go, that's gone out. Still a bit hot, that. Almost. And a touch too far. That's typical, isn't it? There we go. Righto. And what I want to do now is, can I see my marks still? Or have I beaten the snot out? Oh no, my mark's there. I can go in here like so. Now this, I just want a little bit of a kick out. There we go. Right. So, finish off this other one. I'll go out and see if they fit in the fence. If they don't, I'll just grind this bit down a little bit with the angle grinder, make it fit, and go from there. So, alright, so in theory, how much things there? Roughly to there. Not that you're ever going to see these side by side, but I'd like them to roughly match. Believe it or not, that's almost dead on. That side, not so much. But that's close enough for my liking. Alright, let's go out the yard and see if they fit. Alright, here we are. This is probably not where they're going to be their final destination, but you'll get the idea. That'll sit there like that, that'll sit there like that. Ladder will just hang on those, and I might drill a hole in the bottom or something if that swinging becomes annoying, but I don't think it'll be a big issue. Give them a little bit of a clean up and job done. Righto, changed my mind on the heat treating with oil. Just don't have the time at the moment, so, and to be honest with you, there's a fair bit of steel there. If they rust, it's going to take a long time for them to do it. I know I've moved out by then and don't really care, so I'll give these a quick paint up, and once they're dry, and this is not going to be the world's best spray job, I can promise you now. There we go, old can of spray paint. Yes, I should be wearing a mask. Am I going to put a mask on? No, I'm not, because this is going to take all of about 2 minutes, and I'm already in a well ventilated area. So sue me. Alright, really get that that's not this. Right. Maybe that mask would have been a good idea after all. No, never claimed to be good. But for what has been, in real terms, well, probably an hour's worth of effort, maybe an hour and a half, you'll save yourself $30 or $40 for something that probably wouldn't have worked in my application anyway. And I had a bit of fun doing it. Because I like to make stuff, and that's one of the reasons why we're here. I make it anyway, so I figured I might as well put it on the internet for everybody to laugh at. And we'll go from there. Alright, enough of my dribble. Clear the old paint nozzle out, because I might want to use that again. And once those are dry, I'll take you out the backyard, I'll throw them on the fence, chuck a ladder up on them, and see if it works. Alright, done. Righto, here we are in the backyard. This is the spot I want to put this thing on. I'll stick it in right next to the fence post where I can. And hopefully that'll at least eliminate that roll. We'll chuck it up there and see how it goes. We'll come this way a little bit. Pretty good fit. Well, there we go. Not bad. Saved myself a bit of money and had a bit of fun in the process. Quite happy with that. Gets it up off the ground, out of the way. It's been a pain in the bum. I keep moving it, keeps falling over. Very satisfied with that idea. I do need to make a couple more. I've got a step ladder that needs to have the same treatment. But I'm going to need to find some more steel to do that because I don't have enough pieces of those. There we go. Alright, hope you enjoyed that. If you can do me a favour and just leave a comment, even if it's just to say hello. I'm trying to figure out whether I've got the settings right when I upload videos to make sure the comments are turned on. Apparently that's important, they tell me on YouTube. Not that I know, I'm still making this up as I go along. Alright, thanks very much. We'll see you on the next one.